I have been doing hair professionally for 5 years.
Been doing it for 6.
So we're just gonna go over the pros and cons. So the next pro is that even though we did talk about how when you do move, it can be hard to rebuild, the nice thing about this industry is you can always find work. It is so easy. I found a job in 5 hours when I first started doing hair. Like I literally put the application in at like 3 a.m. and then at like 8 a.m. I had like 5 responses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Now that I think about what they told me this in beauty school, it's not as accurate since we did have a pandemic. But they always told us it was recession proof because people, even if they don't have a job.
I heard that too.
They want to get a job, and to get a job was one of the first things you do. You get your hair cut. You know what? Even with this pandemic, we've been blown up about people still wanting their hair done. So
also think about it like this: like you're always gonna need your hair being done.
Yeah, because it always grows back. I mean, you saw the people protesting for all their haircuts, so we're definitely wanted all the time. Even funerals. We need hairdressers
funeral homes
to do the hair and all that stuff. When I moved to Florida, people were like, "Oh, do you have a job out there?" And I was like, "No." I hadn't even looked at jobs. Like I just moved out here and I like took like a month or two to get settled. And then within looking for a job, I had a job in like 2 weeks or something like that.
It's easy.
It's so easy because they always need hairdressers. I think part of that is because there's usually a high turnover rate in a lot of places.
Yes.
So we took a little break and when we
hurricane.
when we came back,
welcome to Florida. Don't worry, in 5 minutes it'll all be gone and you go to the pool. Yep.
If you guys could just ignore the hurricane going on behind us.
The weather is very wet.
That'd be great. So one of the most annoying cons for sure.
Hair splinters.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a splinter, but it's with hair. And it's so much harder to get out than a regular splinter because wood is very like stiff. So once you grab it, it'll just come out. Hair is so flexible that you'll like start to pull it out and then it'll break off. Yep. And you're just like...
Or if you get gray hair, which you can't see under your skin, you feel it, but you can't find it, is the worst.
Yes.
I actually had a hair splinter one time in my nipple.
Oof.
That like went through my shirt and it was painful.
Yeah, I've got one in my nose, I've got one in my stomach. I get them in my feet a lot actually because hair drops and goes into my shoes and...
It's probably them ugly shoes you wear. They hurt.
They
very
do.
bad.
They hurt a lot. They're very hard to get out. Sometimes you can't even see them at all, like he said, but you could feel them. And I always joke that like I have to perform surgery to get it out because I have to. You
have to rip open your skin.
You have to dig through it, and I've had hair splinters for like a week or two, and I just could not get them out. Had to either wait for them to push themselves out, or I had to just like go to town on my own skin.
Do you ever get them in the bend of your arm?
No.
That's where I tend to get mine, is like right in the bend. So any like move you make like this, it just sticks you.
No, I get them on my feet. So every step I take, I'm like, oh, there it is.
No.
There it is.
No.
And sometimes someone walks in and you just look at their hair and you're like, you're going to give me a hair splinter.
Oh, yeah.
Like you are going to.
You know, the hair that sticks straight out and it's hard and And
then 5 minutes later, you're like, there it went. I pulled out some long hairs. Oof. Like I thought it was short and I was like, oh my God, it just keeps going. Like it's so awful. Hair splinters suck.
Yes.
All right, so this next pro, I think this is, you know, a really good thing for us, but we get our hair done for free, obviously.
Yes.
Like I don't pay anybody to cut my hair. I just have a coworker do it or something.
Yeah, I don't pay anybody to cut my hair. I just tell Sarah to come over. Like, let's hang out. Oh, by the way,
Did you bring your clippers?
That's also learning.
Yeah, so it's just kind of cool that you can be like bored at your job and just like looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, let's do something. Like, and then you can just do it. So like I would wax a lot at work and do our hair and treatment.
Trigger.
He wanted to wax his eyebrows once and I told him to wait for me. Because he doesn't do eyebrows.
I cannot wax.
And I said, just wait for me. It'll be like 5 minutes. Did
I
he
like
wait? No. And did he take off part of his eyebrow?
Yeah,
sure
I took off the whole end of my eyebrow. I literally had a nub like that.
He was like, oh my God, Sarah, I think I went too far. What do? I said, you gotta take it off. And then he had to go next door to Sally's and get an eyebrow pencil.
That's why I just don't wax them anymore.
Yeah.
I'm all natural.
But yeah, it's nice that we get access to a lot of hair products and
Yeah.
like when something new comes out, we can try it right away. And...
Go run to the back bar real quick,
Yep.
like, spruce it all up.
Yep.
If you know somebody cute's coming in, or somebody like big at work that you need to be good looking for or something.
You mean like a manager?
Yeah, that's it. This one is very annoying.
Yes, and there's no way around it either.
No.
But your clothes get ruined no matter what you do.
Yep.
Like it's...
You could wear a body condom and somehow
You would still get...
you will get bleach stains
Yes.
or color stains all over your new jeans, your black shirt.
And it especially happens if it's brand new clothing.
Oh, yeah.
Like the shirt that you hate that you've had for like 15 years.
It won't be touched.
It won't get a stain. But you walk in with that brand new pair of pants that you just bought last week, first client, automatically. I don't know how I do it, but I tend to get like all my stains back here. I'm not sure what I do. I don't know if I like wipe on the back or something, but I always get my stains back there.
Mine, I always think that I'm like really good. And I look around, I'm like, yeah. But somehow on the back of my calf, I'll have like bleach stains or like color on my jeans.
And
I don't understand.
The worst part is you can't get it out. Like I've tried a black Sharpie. I've tried putting black...
The Rit, right?
Yeah, I've tried to put
is.
black hair color on it. Like it will not come out. So we were allowed to wear white and gray, right?
Yeah, but why would you?
Yeah, I never did. I was like, I'm just wearing black. I purposely buy really cheap clothes for work because I'm like...
Can't relate.
I literally bought like a 5-pack from the men's section of black shirts for like $20.
Oh no.
And I was like, that way if it gets ruined, whatever, it's no biggie. But yeah, your clothes will get ruined. And not even just color, you're gonna get hair in them too.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've taken off my bra and it's just been coated. And I remember one time I went home, I was covered in hair. I threw everything I had on in the wash, immediately took a shower. That was the first thing I did when I got home. Lay down in bed, and what do I find?
Hair.
Hair. I'm like, where did this come from?
Or like you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, okay, I'm not looking too bad today. You get very close, you're covered. Your face is just covered. You've been talking to people all day with different color hair particles all over your face.
And if you have makeup on, it
sticks.
No, it just sticks to you.
Not coming off.
I can't tell you how many times people have been like, you have hair on your face. And I'm just like...
Yep. Or you get in your eye, or worse is when you're doing somebody's hair and you get hair in your mouth.
Yes!
And you're sitting there while you're blow drying like, I can feel it.
So the next pro is that there's a lot of like variety when it comes to this job. So like we don't do the same thing all day, every day. Like you might have a color, you might have a cut, you might have a wax, you might have this, you might have that.
You never know what you're gonna get.
That's one thing that really appealed to me is I didn't want a job where I'm literally just doing the same thing for hours on end. And that's one...
This is very monotonous if you're doing a haircut.
Right, and that was one thing I didn't like about Great Clips. It was just haircuts all day, and there was no change. It was just like, here we go, I'm doing a haircut all day. And I mean, for some people that's fine, but even like if you are doing haircuts all day, you still get a little bit of
because
variety.
they're all different haircuts usually.
And every hair texture is different, and the personality is different, and all those things.
But sometimes it's like a big smack in the face if you walk in and you're like, okay, I got one color today, and then some haircuts, and then something goes awry to where you have a color correction that's coming back in. And it just becomes a very...
Keeps you on your toes.
I was always getting color corrections, I feel like.
Yeah. But it kept things spicy.
Yeah, I never saw money for it coming into my check, but I did it. I made the people happy. That's all that matters is your people leave happy.
Exactly. All right, so the next con is you don't necessarily have to worry about this if you're your own boss, but it still is recommended, is working weekends, working evenings, and even some holidays. Like at our last job, we got like Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's, and that's it.
Easter.
Oh yeah, and Easter. Every other holiday we had to work. Why people need their haircut on 4th of July, I don't know.
And why we need to work on December 24th until 7 at night.
I don't know.
Made no sense.
Same with New Year's, Halloween, why we're working till 9 p.m. on Halloween, I don't know.
We need to trick or treat. Come on.
Right? I'm trying to go out too, dang.
Have you seen us? We like candy.
Right? The hard one for me has always been working weekends. I've worked both Saturday and Sunday at like every job that I've had. Sundays I don't mind, but Saturdays, like I do a lot of 5Ks and stuff. And what day are they always on? Saturday. And like so many social things are on Saturday. Yeah, you lucky bum. So many things are on Saturday, so I missed out on so many things. And I don't mind working evenings, but I would also miss out on things because I don't mind working till like 7, maybe even 8, but we work till 9. What can you do after 9 p.m.? Nothing.
But also you don't like waking up early.
I don't, but...
Sarah's ideal shift would be 1 o'clock till 4:30.
Yeah. No, because that's too early for the traffic. 1 to 3.
Okay, there we go. So if you're looking
and his would be like 7 to 8.
Oh yeah, mine would be 6:30 a.m. to like 10. Because then it's acceptable to go to brunch after and start drinking mimosas.
So basically, I'm there when the shop closes. He's there when it opens.
I'm a morning person. I'm very hyper in the morning.
No, you? He woke me up this morning with Britney Spears playing throughout the whole...
Were you mad though? No.
No, I mean, it was Britney. I mean, come on. I don't know how you knew I was going to wear a Britney shirt, but you did.
Oh, I didn't. But just guess. You're a basic white girl. He likes Britney.
Another pro is there's a lot of continued education in this industry. There's so many hairstylists that like to share the information. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are hairstylists that don't want to share their secrets and all that.
Yeah.
But there's plenty that love to educate. They probably love educating more than they love hair.
Probably, yeah.
And there's just so many outlets that we can learn things.
Well, that's the thing about our industry is that a lot of industries stay very stagnant.
Yeah.
Where ours is always changing.
Yeah.
So we're always having to learn something new.
You know, you can try to master something, but in the end, something new is going to come out. Like when I was going to beauty school, ombre was just starting to come in. And when I got out of beauty school, like all of the hairdressers who had been in the game for a while were used to like foils.
Yeah.
And they were like, what is this ombre business? And I was like, what are foils? Like, I only know how to do ombres. So things are always changing. And
Well, that's even like still now if you go to a lot of older stylists.
Yeah.
They think you can only lay foils like 2 ways, like horizontal or vertical. And it's like you can lay whatever way you want to lay your foil.
Okay, so the next one is that being a hairstylist can be very expensive. First of all, schooling is expensive. I think mine was $20K.
Mine was around 20, I think.
I think that's the average for
Yeah.
about now.
Also, I think it depends on what state you're in.
Yeah.
Because some states require way more hours than others. Florida, I know, is one of the lowest on hours.
And Oregon's like the highest.
Also depends on the name of the school you go to.
Yeah. Okay, Paul Mitchell. They didn't take financial aid where I lived, so I couldn't do it.
They took it here.
Well, they didn't take it in Portland. So after you get out of school, even then you're still paying money because school provides you with tools, but they're not good quality.
No.
They're just to get you by. So if you want stuff that actually works well, like our tools are expensive.
It's all out of pocket.
Yeah. So like personally, because I do a lot of men's cuts, one of the most expensive things I have is my clippers. I think I paid like close to $300 for them. But they're do not talk Dyson blow dryer. So it all depends, and you have to like constantly replace things.
You don't think brushes would get expensive?
They do.
Brushes are so expensive.
They're expensive, and then like the bigger they are, the more you have to pay. But like with my clippers, since I use metal blades, those can go up to $40. Like, so every time I drop one, a part of my sole dies. Shears can be expensive, and not only that, you have to sharpen them.
Yeah.
So that adds up.
Still dull quickly.
Yeah, or even if you just drop them, they're immediately, you need to sharpen them after you drop them. Since I'm now having my own shop, like...
You're really spending.
Yes. Color is expensive, like it's all so expensive. And people think that like shears doesn't matter if it's nicer. There's a difference.
Oh yeah.
Between the ones like
that
I had.
and like Walmart shears.
Yeah, there's that picture on Facebook that goes around that's like, this is why your haircut is not this much money, and then it has all the tools, and everybody goes, well, why'd you need to buy tools that expensive? Honey, if I tried to use $30 shears on you,
you get what you pay for.
Yeah, your hair would be shredded first of all because they aren't sharp enough. I wouldn't even be able to cut through them. I'd probably end up cutting both of us.
Your split ends.
Yeah, it would just be a hot mess. And then those type of shears you can't even really sharpen. Like so you're constantly buying these $30 shears over and over and over again. The final pro is that this job has so many opportunities. You can work on TV shows. Movies. You can work runway.
Broadway,
you can work in a salon, you could be an educator, you could be
funeral home,
or you could work at hair shows.
Or you could work at the theme parks.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, but you can.
No, but they have to get their hair ready for like Halloween Horror Nights or the princesses.
Oh, I was thinking of the bippity boppity boo thing.
No,
I
that's all
wanna
kids.
do that,
I would not be working with kids.
But yes, there's many job opportunities, and even like if you have one specific thing you like to do, like you like to do blow dries, blow dry bar.
Yeah.
If you just like to do haircuts, barbershop.
Like styling, like.
Yeah. Weddings is a huge industry. Beauty pageants.
Like wigs, like for drag queens, and there's so many like roads and avenues.
Yeah, that you can take. And so if you like get tired of one thing, there's always other aspects of the industry you can go into. And the last con that we have, which is pretty common in our industry, is we don't really get breaks. Like
if it's super busy, you're
not
breaking.
I can't tell you how many times that we skip out on lunch. No lie, I've told a client like, oh my God, I need something in the back real quick.
I've done that. To go eat?
To go eat.
Like, to go take a couple bites of your food?
Yep, you just go in the back and you like shove food and then you go back out. You're like, oh my God, it was at my station.
Because you know sometimes like when you're back there or you're like doing somebody's hair and it's been busy, you don't even think about being hungry.
Yeah.
Until one part of that person's hair, you're going to do something, your stomach, you start shaking, you get a headache, your mouth's watering, you're just like, I need the hairspray. The hairspray, that's what I need. You disappear, you're just like, wah!
So you're bad about this. Going to the bathroom, like you'll hold it for forever. I have no shame when it comes. I will literally in the middle, like before I take somebody, I'm like, I'll be right back. I gotta go pee.
Yeah.
Like, cause I pee like a machine. But
for some reason, I will not go all day.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh my God, I have to pee
but I will complain all day that I have to pee.
And I'm like, the bathroom's right there, just go. I used to also have like water under my station at one of my previous jobs because like, if you choke on hair or something, it's just like, okay, just gonna drink that real quick.
You know, I got my big old soda.
Yep. So it can be rough. I think the hardest part for me is when you start to get those leg cramps because you're just standing so long. I would even go to the bathroom just so I could sit.
Just to sit?
I'd be like, oh my God, you guys, I have to pee so bad. And I go in the bathroom and just you just sit and you like collect yourself and you look in the mirror and you're like, you can do this. Just 3 more hours, you can do this. Like,
or you turn the person around because you're like, my cord doesn't reach this far.
Right.
So you turn them around so you can lean on the station and just like prop up and you're like, oh my God.
You having the stool was always nice. I stole it all the time.
All the time.
All the time. You would have thought it was mine.
I would always look for it and then Sarah's sitting on it. I'm like, well, I can't do that.
And then I would even get mad, like, where is it? And it's at my station.
Even though it's my stool.
Yeah. But I would use that a lot because my legs would just like, I couldn't. And so I needed to sit. And I will even like, if someone has hair that's long, I will totally take advantage of that and be like, you need to stand up.
And you will sit on the chair.
And I have to sit in the chair in order for me to
just
get
to ensure that you have a very even
I want to be
line.
eye level with it, like 100%. So yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah. But
it's good for us.
But we also do kind of make an excuse to take a break because we don't get any. So yeah, those are the pros and cons of that we can think of for being a hairstylist. Obviously, there's more.
There's a lot more.
Yeah, but those are the main ones that come to mind. So anybody that's thinking about becoming a hairstylist, like,
do it.
Yeah, and these are just the main things you would want to keep in mind for sure because.
But do it. It's so much fun.
Thanks for watching. All right, bye guys. So I think the next So one con though is like voice. Okay, so this next con, this isn't, I mean, when you're your own boss, you don't necessarily...
Can you start that over again? Because I had a full face of Diet Coke.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Is it a hurricane?
Honestly, no, it sounds, do you hear the whistling?
Yeah.
That's like tornado weather.
No!
I swear to God.
I can't die.
40-mile-an-hour wind.
Fun. I don't think you have to be a hairstylist for that one anyways.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I thought.
You're cutting hair.
They don't cut hair, they just put it in a bun.
Not the barbershop that's up front.
Bippity Boppity Boutique.
What's that?
The little girls one where they look like princesses.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, the barbershop you do.
Can you imagine a little girl comes in with an old, like, ratchet-ass looking dress, and I'm like,
Are you trying to be Belle? Because you look like the Beast. But yeah, the
You look like the Beast.
That's why I don't work at the Bippity Boppity Boutique. No. I steal the crown. Right. You don't need that. That's for me.
A little glitter for you. Stop. I'm good. I'm controlling my...
No, you're not.
I'm smiling at you because I'm happy. Like... I'm happy to be here. Just shut up and don't laugh and just let me emotionally die inside. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. So there's
So a lot of I can't. Let's just do the outro.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for joining our hurricane party.
Okay. Outro. Ready?
Okay. So yeah, those are the pros and cons.
Hold on.
So yeah, those are the. Why are we like this?
I don't know.
It takes us 20 hours to make anything.
And that's it.
So
thanks for
thanks
coming.
for watching.
Oh, thanks for watching. We're not at the salon. Okay.
Thanks for coming. I hope you